What's going on, everybody? So I'm back in the video. Hope everyone's having a great day. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys 13 things you guys must do on your brand new iPhone 13 model. So with Christmas just passing, a lot of people probably got the brand new iPhone, whether that is the 13 mini, the 13 Pro, or 13 Pro Max. This also will work on the older iPhones like the 12 or 11, but specifically I want to be talking about the 13 model just because I have it right here. I currently have the 13 Pro. I've had it for about 2 to 3 months now. I actually made a video about this when it first dropped. I'm going to be using a lot of those tips and tricks from that video in this one, as well as a couple of new ones. So obviously this is for the new iPhone owners. And the first thing you guys want to do is head to your settings application. Once you're in the settings application, we want to go into the battery section, go into battery health, and you want to make sure your maximum capacity is at 100% because since it is a brand new iPhone, this is your battery health, basically determining how fast your battery will drain. So if it's at like 99% even, go ahead, return it, get a refund or a replacement because it is a brand new iPhone. And obviously this is your battery health, and your battery is very important on a mobile device. The second thing you want to look at is the optimized battery charging, and you actually want to toggle this on. And basically, if you read the description, to reduce battery aging, it basically learns your daily charging routine, so it can wait to finish charging past 80% until you need to use it. That's very important just because if it's past 80% and it's going to continue charging, it's going to damage the battery over time. And if you actually turn this feature off, it will actually charge the device a lot faster, but it will damage it a lot quicker. That's why I recommend turning on this optimized battery charging feature. It's very important. Make sure you guys have it on. So that is the very first kind of thing you guys need to do. The second thing you want to do is go back into the settings. Obviously, most of the things in this video will be in the settings app. Obviously, we want to go into the display and brightness, and you want to scroll down until you see raise to awake. So make sure you guys have this turned on. This is kind of a personal preference, but if you do have it turned off, you have your device off right here, just like this, and then you pick it up. It's not going to turn on the screen. But if you have this feature turned on, I'm going to turn it back on right here. So it's completely off. I'm just going to pick it up. I'm not going to press the power button or anything. I'm just going to pick it up and look at the iPhone, and it's going to automatically raise to awake. So this is just a very simple, cool feature, obviously, very useful, obviously. Make sure you guys have this turned on. It's called raise to wake. There's another setting you want to actually change, and it is the auto lock. So this is actually very important. I have it set to 3 minutes, but basically what this feature does is if you're inactive on your device for about 3 minutes, so if I leave my device just like this in 3 minutes, it's going to automatically lock the iPhone itself. And if you have it set to never, it's just gonna sit on that, and it will, as long as it's on the screen, no one's touching it, it's just gonna stay on no matter what. So I recommend don't putting on never, because I used to actually use it on never because I hated when my device just automatically locked when I wasn't using it. But sometimes I actually forgot to actually lock it, and then when I came back, my phone was already dead just because I had it on never and it didn't actually lock my device. So you guys can, it's kind of a personal preference, but I have it set to 3 minutes. Some of you guys may have it to 5 minutes, but I wouldn't recommend setting it to never. So this next thing I'm going to be showing you guys is only going to be for the 13 Pro and Pro Max, just because it's going to be the 120 Hertz feature. But basically, we want to go into the accessibility settings. We want to go into the motion tab, and you want to make sure you guys have it the limit frame rate off, just because you have that 120 Hertz feature on your Pro and Pro Max. You don't want to have the 60 frames per second just because those are the older iPhones, and you want to have obviously the 120 Hertz on your device. So by default this should be off, but for some reason if it's on, make sure you guys have it off so you guys you're going to be able to use that 120 frame rate on your device. So this next tip is very important for all iPhone users. I always have this feature off, but you want to go into the general tab, go into the background app refresh, and turn it off. So I don't like having this feature turned on just because in the description, basically it's going to refresh the content in the background when you're not even using it. So that is obviously going to use a lot of battery life. So if you had this turned on for all your applications, every app is just going to run in the background even when you're not using it. So obviously it might be useful for like a mail application, so it's obviously constantly refreshing your emails, but I don't like having this at all, because like, why would I have it on, for example, Domino's, DoorDash, my Facebook? I don't care about having these apps running in the background when I'm not even using it. If I want to use an application and check like notifications, stuff like that, or just check something on the application, I'm going to go into the app by itself. I don't need that running in the background for no reason. In case you guys do want to use it for some apps, because obviously some apps may be useful for this feature, you want to go into the section and set to Wi-Fi. Don't set to Wi-Fi and cellular data, because if you didn't know, cellular data will use a lot more battery life on your device. So set that to Wi-Fi. Then from here, if you do use Face ID, which I highly recommend, make sure you guys have all these toggled on, because these are important apps and things on your device, like Wallet and Apple Pay, iPhone unlock, apps in iTunes, and password autofill. Very important things. You don't want anyone having access to this stuff, so make sure you guys have them all toggled on. And then the next thing is the attention section. So make sure you guys have both these toggled on, the require attention for Face ID and attention aware features, because if you have these toggled off, for example, if you fall asleep somewhere and someone actually grabs your iPhone, they're going to be able to unlock your device using your Face ID, even if you have your eyes closed. But if you have these toggled on, if your eyes are closed, it's not going to detect it. You got to have the full required attention. That's why you need this toggled on for Face ID. So make sure you guys have these both toggled on. Next thing we want to head into is the sound and haptics. And right here under vibrate, you want to turn off the vibrate on ring. This is kind of a personal preference, but it does actually use a bit of battery life if you have this toggled on. For me, I don't really need it to vibrate on ring, because it's going to be on ring obviously, but then if it's vibrate on silent, that kind of makes more sense. So I don't need both ring and vibrate at the same time, so I have that toggled off. So like I said, not really of a big battery usage, but it does still affect the battery life if you have that toggled on. Now we want to head into the general tab, and right here you want to look for picture in picture and make sure you have that toggled on. So if you guys don't know about this feature, it's been out for a while now, but when you swipe up, for example, on like a YouTube video or FaceTime call, it's going to automatically give you this small little box where you can go into other applications. So it's very useful for especially FaceTime. I'm on FaceTime a lot. It will give me that little screen, and then I can go into other apps such as like Instagram and Twitter while I'm still on call, and they're going to be able to see me as well. Also works for YouTube videos and other kind of video apps as well. So make sure you guys have that toggled on right there. Pick the picture in picture mode. Now we want to head into the cellular tab. So this is for anyone who has 5G or has the option for 5G. So we want to head into the cellular data options, go into voice and data, and right here you want to set your 5G to auto, because if you have it on 5G on, it's going to force it. It's going to constantly try to search for 5G, which will obviously reduce your battery life a ton. Make sure you have it at 5G auto. But if you don't even really get 5G, so I recently switched my carrier, and I really was excited to test out 5G because my carrier actually has that option. But in my area right now, I haven't been really able to get any 5G at all. So you might as well just switch that to LTE if you don't even really get 5G at all on your device. But make sure you guys don't have it on the 5G on. So this next kind of tip is one of my favorite features on iOS 15, and that is the dark mode. So if we go into the display and brightness, you have the option to go between light and dark mode. And if you didn't know, dark mode will actually save a lot of battery life on your device, as well as it just a lot easier to see things on the screen, on the OLED display, as well as it's a lot easier on your eyes, especially during the nighttime. You can even set to automatic, because I don't like having dark mode on at all the time. So if you have the automatic tab, you can set a custom time right here, or a custom schedule, or you guys can do the sunset to sunrise, which is personally what I would do. But you can add a custom schedule on when you actually want to have the light mode and dark mode. So when I'm recording videos, obviously I like to keep it on light, so it's just a lot easier to see on screen. But make sure you guys test out this feature if you like it, but this is kind of a more personal preference. The next tip I have for you guys is you want to go into your camera application right here, and there is actually a new option with iOS 15. So if we click on this little upwards arrow right here, and click on these like kind of layer icons. So if you tap on that, you can actually change if you want your photos to be in vibrant, warm, rich contrast, and cool. And basically, if you set it to whatever one of these options, it's gonna have where all your photos are taken in the vibrant kind of option right here, or even rich contrast. I like the if I can find it, I think it's the vibrant one. So all my pictures, as long as I have the setting on, will be set to vibrant, and you guys can even customize it as well. And if you want to go back to the standard right here, just scroll all the way to the left, and then all your pictures will be taken in the standard option as well. So cool new feature that you guys have with iOS 15. Second last tip I have for you guys is with Apple no longer giving you guys the power brick, which is, I don't know why they stopped giving us that. They just got really cheap about it. So make sure you guys get the USB-C to Lightning cable. Don't get the USB-A, because if you guys didn't know, it actually charges your device a lot quicker with the USB-C. You don't have to buy the official one from Apple because it is quite pricey. You guys can get a lot of them on Amazon for a really cheap price, and it's really reliable. A lot of people have been using the Anchor, which I'm gonna link this one down below in the description if you guys want to check it out. And the last kind of tip I have for you guys is make sure you guys get a screen protector and a case. So currently I have a tempered glass screen protector, as well as just kind of a simple basic case. Obviously you don't want to break your iPhone and having to pay who knows how much. Like, iPhones are very expensive now, over $1,000, and no one obviously wants to pay that after getting a brand new iPhone, because I know that it feels a lot better if you actually use it without a case, because who doesn't like using an iPhone without a case? But you obviously want to protect your device for as long as possible. Personally, from my experience, I have had some terrible experiences with this iPhone XR. You guys can see the screen is completely busted up, and what actually happened was I actually did have a tempered glass screen protector on this. I dropped it, it completely shattered, but my actual iPhone XR screen was completely fine. And then after that, I told myself I was gonna get a brand new screen protector. Never did. And like 2 weeks later, I dropped it and it completely shattered. So make sure you guys have a screen protector at all times, because I'm pretty clumsy as well. Some of you guys probably are, but better to be safe than sorry. But there you guys have it. Those are the tips and tricks you guys need to do when receiving your brand new iPhone. If you guys did enjoy this video, drop a like on it, hit that subscribe button and that post notification bell so you guys never miss a video. And that's basically it. And I'll see you guys in the next one.